Right, I believe now that the griddle is up to temperature nicely. As I say, this is the first time I've cooked it, so we don't know what temperature everything needs to cook at, so I'm just experimenting. What I do know is I've got two different types of sausages here. The front ones here, these are caramelised onions. Drawback of caramelised onions, they have lots of sugar in them, so they'll generally cook very quickly and char very easily on the outside, giving you almost like a burnt finish. These are just normal standard pork sausages, and these are low fat burgers. What I've also done is I've taken some greaseproof paper and just cut two squares, just roughly cut them on the edge of the bench, and when I make the smash burgers, I'm just going to use this heavyweight, which also came in the kit. Then I will reference two different types of spatula. So that's, I believe, my essential kit. There's some water and some oil. Oil obviously for cooking, stop the sticking, and then the water is to apply to the plancha. So I would recommend cleaning as you go and zone cooking. So we'll see how we go. I'm also trying out not just making several videos, just pausing when I get to certain stages. So we'll see how that works out on my iPhone as well. Bye for now. So that's the pork sausages on. I've applied a little bit of oil. I've got the burners on to low, because I do intend to cook over here as well once I've seen what the results of these sausages are. As I say, I'm going to cook the caramelised onion sausages straight after I've cooked the pork sausages, because as I say, it's just an experiment. Right, these have been on for about a minute. I'm just going to try turn them. What I'm going to try and do is cook the sausages in 4 stages. That way I should know and get an even cook on the actual sausage. That's the theory if I cook it in 4 different sections. So I'll turn that over to the opposite side, to the side I started to cook on. I'm going to leave it a minute or so. Again, with any sort of cooking, it's the preparation. So I prepped the plancha by seasoning. I made sure all my tools and everything that I was going to use to cook was available. I've got my infrared thermometer and something else I've got as well, which is a meat probe. So that's just to see how everything is inside, just in case you are not confident in your own cooking and what things should look like when they're cooked. On the back here, you've got the different ratings. So as you see, pork, chicken, beef, lamb, veal, all covered on here. So we'll see how this piece of equipment probe works as well. So got my tongs, got my spatulas when I do the burgers. Everything ready. It's a little bit blowy here in the northeast of England, so I'll just weigh this down with one of these spatulas before I cook. So let's just have a quick look at the sausage. That's looking good. So I'll turn it again. Luckily, sausages are behaving. I'm going to stay put. So on to the third turn now. Really happy with the way they're cooking. So I'm going to take now my caramelised onion sausages and see how they cook. hopefully soon as well, I'll learn and assemble my, just a little drop of oil. I'll assemble my tripod, so I should be a little bit more hands-free. The aim of these videos is not really to look like a professional, slick video. It's there to try and give some guidance to amateur cooks who are starting to cook in the garden. So that's my caramelised onion sausages on now. I'm going to try and give this the 4th turn. As you see, it looks as if it's a nice even cook so far. I'm just going to give these a meat probe now and see where we are on the temperature inside these sausages. So yeah, they look as if they're cooking fairly evenly. Let's check out the caramelised onions, see where we are, see if they're cooking as fast as I thought they would. Just a little bit more sticky. So I'll do the opposite side. You can see how fast they're cooking. As this is experience from cooking on a barbecue a heck of a lot. These sausages do quick, and as I said, they do look burned. They look burnt. They're actually not. It's just the caramelisation of the onion. I'm going to apply more oil. This side of my grill, I would suggest maybe hotter than the other side. Let's get the infrared thermometer on there. So quite even, to be fair. I think just with these caramelised onion sausages, I'm just going to turn them a bit more frequently. So the normal standard sausage, I'm just going to move that to the front. That seems to be cooler. This side seems to be a bit more seasoned than the other side, so I'm going to move these across, turning them again. And then while these cooking, I'm really going to test my skills. I'm going to throw on some mushrooms and onions and see how we go with those. So I'm now just going to put the phone down and check on the onions. So I've placed on the onions, just going to apply more oil. Smells really good. Smells exactly the same as what you would smell out the burger van in any good lay-by or outside your local B&Q. That seems to be where I was at. Seem to be cooking a lot faster than I expected. I'm just breaking them up with a little bit with a spatula. So discovered this technique, which is quite good. It doesn't heat the spatula up at all. Gonna do another turn as with caramelized onions. For some reason, this part of the barbecue, this part of the plancha just seems a little bit more controllable. Give these ones that I've put at the cooler part of the grill just a quick turn, just to keep them evenly and not burn them. So they're still looking good. At this stage I'm just going to add a little bit more oil, and I'm going to introduce the pre-sliced mushrooms. I've cut the mushrooms fairly thick. The reason I've cut the mushrooms fairly thick is I'm a really big fan of mushrooms. I have also noticed that when you cook mushrooms, as anybody who's cooked mushrooms in a wok, they dramatically reduce in size. So with mushrooms as well, you best not to play with them a lot, because they release a lot of liquid and you'll end up with just mushy, squashy, that's technical terms there, mushy, squashy mushrooms. I think that's my wife letting the dogs out for some reason, hence the noise. That's Holly. And there's Dexter, our one-eyed cavalier. Because he's badass and he likes having fights with bigger dogs. On this side I've noticed the temperature's not hot enough. I'm just going to turn it up. This side is still on low. I'm going to do the final turn on my caramelized onion. I'm going to cheat a bit by putting them on the side. Otherwise, with them being round, sometimes they don't stay where you put them. Just check the pork, original sausages, they're still looking good. Just check the temperatures. On the inside. So they're plenty cooked. Bit more oil. As you can hear now, there's more sizzling. It's really nice in it. It's really impressed me that nothing is sticking to the grill. I will be honest with you, about a week ago I had a little try, didn't season it, didn't do my research before lighting it, and everything virtually stuck. But now I've done my research, you can see that nothing is sticking and everything seems to be cooking well. So just going to leave this a little bit more. The only thing I don't like, I would say, about plancha cooking is on my barbecue, I've got nice warming grill. So I would really like a warming grill on a plancha just so I can rest things while I'm still doing the rest of the cooking. Great thing about sausages though is they retain the heat quite a long time. And as anybody knows, it's really good to rest your meat. So I'm going to take all the sausages off now, put them onto my platter that is ready. And then I'm going to put on and make some smash burgers. I think that's the terminology. So tie my piece of paper onto the burger and then just give it a bit of a rock. As you can see, as I say, it's just an experiment this, because I just want to see how hard I should be pressing, how long I should be cooking things for. I've got quite a lot of experience with barbecues, so hopefully it'll be exactly the same on the plancha. You'll know when things are cooked by the look. I think I've just got that one a little bit too close, so move it across. And there's the last smash of the burger. Something I have forgot is I forgot to bring the cheese out, so we won't be having cheeseburgers tonight. I've got some very good, they look like little stainless steel cloches, and they are excellent for making your cheese on top of your burgers melt. Otherwise, I don't think they'll, from what I've watched on YouTube, from the research I have done, they generally don't melt. So in our family, we don't like our meat really well done. I'm just going to give them a quick turn. They're looking nice char. I think that'll give us a really nice texture on the back, on the base. The phenomenal thing is, if you look at the grill, I've got it on low, but these are still cooking fast, which I think is the whole point of smash burgers. So there's my temperatures on the grill. So I'm going to be taking these smash burgers off fairly quickly, because we do like them more medium than well done. The onions and mushrooms are looking really good at the moment. So that's been Colin testing out my plancha. I'm really delighted. Controllability is a lot better than I thought. Next video I'll show cleaning after cooking, because I ain't staying out and cleaning my grill while everybody eats. So see you in the next video. This has been Colin from the Wood Food Guide and the Callow 4-burner plancha. Hope this has been useful. Bye for now.